Okay, and then to end up this presentation, I would like to get a little philosophical, if you don't mind, and forgive me for sounding maybe a bit like your mother, but having worked in academia for more than 30 years now, I think that some of these reflections might be useful. As academics, we're often very, very critical of our own workplaces, and often rightly so, but we do need to realize that the world has changed around us, and that we are still in careers that, despite everything, offer us considerable independence and opportunity to work with amazingly talented people on a daily basis and learn from them, whether it's our students, whether it's our collaborators, whether it's our seniors. So one reason why academia can be a really, really hard job for some people is that it might seem like it's an almost constant stream of rejections. Rejections of funding applications, rejections of articles you submit to journals, sometimes even rejections felt by students if you get student evaluations and it turns out they don't like your course. In thinking about this, it might help if we compare ourselves, not what we often do as business school academics with CEOs or other successful business people, but rather with another profession where people also care about realizing their visions, being independent, not wanting to work for a boss, and do work that is strongly driven by their values and passion. And I'm talking about artists here. Think about actors who need to audition for every single new role and get rejected 99 times out of 100. I think as academics we still have strike rates better than that, even in the top journals. And only 2% of them make a living, defined as about 20,000 a year. And even though as academics we might claim we're not as well paid as we should be, we make more, way more than that. And then looking at another key aspect of our job, teaching, a lot of academics might be quite frustrated at having to teach below what they feel is their academic level. And if you've been teaching for quite a while, you might well be of the opinion that every generation of students is worse than the previous one. But spare a thought for another group of artists, painters, sculptors, musicians. Many of them, in order to make a living, they teach school kids who are completely uninterested in creative pursuits and just have to do this as part of their classes. Or they teach talented adults who just want to draw their cats or want to make vases or house numbers. My father, who you can see portrayed here, has been doing exactly that for most of his career. And of course, I know that working in academia can be extremely stressful, especially at the current times. It can sometimes even be soul-destroying. But I would encourage you to count your blessings. Especially at business schools, we do have a tendency, as I said before, to complain about our salaries, compare ourselves to CEOs or consultants, even though most of us wouldn't last a week in those roles. I'm sure, absolutely sure I wouldn't. So I think it's far more constructive to see ourselves like artists. And despite all of the limitations that we are facing, we can still follow our own path, our own passion, whilst having much higher salaries and more job security, despite the recent troubles, than artists have. But I would like to extend a call to more senior academics to really take an active role in shaping the academic culture so that our junior academics can continue to enjoy these benefits. And the blog post listed on this slide refers to this.